I walked into Discount Tire with one simple goal: find out which tires are actually worth your hard-earned money, and which ones are just marketing hype wrapped in rubber. Because here's the truth nobody in the tire industry wants to admit. Most of the tires sitting on that showroom floor are not built for you. They're built for the store's profit margin. Every single day, thousands of people walk into shops just like this one, get handed a sales pitch about all-season performance and 60,000-mile warranties, and walk out having spent $3, $4, sometimes $500 on a set of tires that will let them down exactly when it matters most. In the rain, in the snow, or in that split-second emergency stop that determines whether you walk away or you don't. So I decided to stop trusting the sales floor and start trusting data. Number 8. Cooper Discoverer at 3. We're starting at the bottom with the Cooper Discoverer at 3, and honestly, this one surprised me for all the wrong reasons. On paper, this tire looks like a solid all-terrain option, aggressive tread pattern, marketed for trucks and SUVs, priced right in that sweet spot that makes it tempting for anyone trying to save money on a bigger vehicle. But the moment I got it onto the wet skid pad, the problems started showing up fast. Braking distance from 60 miles per hour on a wet surface came in noticeably longer than every other tire in this test. And that's not a small detail. That's the difference between stopping in time and rear-ending the car in front of you. The tread blocks, while great looking in photos, don't evacuate water efficiently at speed, which means hydroplaning risk climbs faster than you'd expect on a tire marketed as an all-terrain performer. Then there's the noise. At highway speeds, cabin noise from this tire was measurably louder than the rest of the lineup, to the point where you'd actually need to raise your voice to talk to a passenger on a long drive. That aggressive tread that looks so tough in the parking lot is exactly what's generating that drone on the interstate. Dry handling wasn't much better. Cornering grip felt vague, with noticeable sidewall flex when pushed through turns at moderate speeds, which translates to a less confident, less predictable ride for daily drivers who aren't even trying to push the limits. And here's the part that really gets me. Despite all of this, Cooper markets a treadwear warranty that sounds impressive on the sticker. But treadwear and safety are two completely different things, and a tire that lasts a long time while braking poorly in the rain isn't a bargain. It's a liability wearing a bargain price tag. I understand why this tire sells. It looks tough, it's marketed toward truck owners who want that rugged aesthetic, and the price point undercuts a lot of the competition. But looks and price don't matter if the tire can't stop your vehicle when it counts. If you already have these on your vehicle, that's okay. Just be extra cautious in wet conditions and start budgeting for a replacement sooner rather than later. For everyone else still shopping, this is the tire I'd steer you away from first. Number 7. Falken Wildpeak A/T3W. Moving up one spot, we land on the Falken Wildpeak A/T3W, another all-terrain contender that a lot of Discount Tire customers specifically ask for by name because of its reputation in off-road communities. And to be fair, off-road is genuinely where this tire shines. The tread design bites into loose gravel, mud, and dirt impressively well, and if your daily drive involves actual trails, this tire has real merit. But this video isn't about off-road capability alone. It's about overall value for the money most people are actually spending it on: daily driving, highway commuting, and occasional bad weather. And in that context, the Wildpeak starts falling behind. Dry cornering was respectable, better than the Cooper, with more predictable steering response and less sidewall flex under moderate lateral load. But wet braking numbers were still underwhelming compared to the tires ranked higher on this list, landing in a middle-of-the-pack zone that doesn't quite justify its higher price tag relative to the Cooper. Treadwear testing also revealed faster than advertised wear on the outer shoulder blocks, especially on vehicles that see more pavement time than dirt time, which is the majority of people buying this tire, whether they admit it to themselves or not. Noise levels were better than the Cooper, but still noticeably above the top performers in this test, with a low hum that becomes fatiguing on longer highway stretches. What really stood out to me, though, was the price-to-performance ratio. You're paying a premium for off-road capability that most buyers in that store will genuinely never use, while sacrificing some on-road refinement and wet weather confidence that they absolutely will need every single day. If you're a weekend off-roader who occasionally hits real trails, this tire earns its keep. But if you're an average commuter buying it because it looks tough in the parking lot, you're overpaying for capability you won't use and underpaying attention to the wet weather performance you actually need. That disconnect between marketing and real use is exactly why this tire lands at number 7 instead of higher on this list. Number 6. Hankook Dynapro HT. The Hankook Dynapro HT is a tire built specifically for SUV and light truck owners who want comfort and daily livability over aggressive capability, and in some respects, it delivers exactly that. Ride quality was noticeably smoother than both tires ranked below it, soaking up small road imperfections in a way that makes it genuinely pleasant for long commutes. Highway noise was also well controlled, sitting comfortably in the middle of the pack for this test, which matters a lot if you spend serious time behind the wheel. But comfort alone doesn't make a tire worth your money, and this is where the Dynapro HT starts to lose ground. Wet braking performance was inconsistent across multiple test runs, which is actually more concerning than a tire that's simply mediocre across the board. Inconsistency means unpredictability, and unpredictability is the last thing you want from a safety-critical component on your vehicle. Dry cornering grip was acceptable but uninspired, with the tire communicating very little feedback through the steering wheel, making it harder to sense the limits of grip before you actually reach them. Treadwear testing showed reasonably even wear patterns, which is a genuine positive, suggesting the tire will likely deliver on its advertised mileage figures better than some competitors. But when I weighed comfort and mileage against the inconsistent wet weather braking and the complete lack of steering feedback, it became clear this tire is playing it safe in all the wrong ways. Safe for the manufacturer's warranty claims, not necessarily safe for you in an actual emergency situation on a rainy highway. It's a tire that prioritizes a smooth, quiet showroom test drive over the kind of confidence-inspiring performance you want when a deer jumps out in front of you at 55 miles per hour in the rain. For buyers who genuinely prioritize comfort above all else and rarely drive in adverse conditions, it's a reasonable pick. But for the majority of drivers who need a tire that performs reliably when the weather turns bad, this ranks solidly in the middle of our pack. Not because it's a bad tire, but because it simply doesn't do enough to distinguish itself as a smart investment over cheaper or better performing alternatives. Number 5. Kumho Crewgen HT51. Sitting right in the middle of our rankings is the Kumho Crewgen HT51, a budget-friendly touring tire that Discount Tire pushes heavily toward customers trying to save money without fully understanding what they're trading away. And I'll give credit where it's due. For the price, this tire performs better than I expected going in. Dry handling was surprisingly composed, with grip levels that held up reasonably well through moderate cornering, better than both the Hankook and Falcon in this specific test. Where it started to lose points was consistency across different conditions. Wet braking distances were acceptable but not impressive, landing squarely in average territory, neither alarming nor reassuring. Highway noise crept up at higher speeds, becoming noticeably more present above 65 miles per hour, which matters if most of your driving happens on the interstate. The real story with this tire is tread wear, and it's a mixed bag. Initial wear rates looked promising in the first several thousand simulated miles, but the wear pattern started becoming uneven toward the tire's shoulders under sustained highway use, which typically signals a shorter effective lifespan than the mileage warranty on the sticker would suggest. That's a pattern worth watching for, because it means the sticker price isn't necessarily the real price. You may find yourself replacing this tire sooner than the warranty implies, effectively erasing the savings that made it attractive in the first place. Sidewall stiffness was reasonable, providing decent stability during lane changes and quick maneuvers, without the excessive flex we saw on the Cooper. For budget-conscious buyers, this tire represents a genuinely fair middle ground. It won't blow you away in any single category, but it also won't actively work against you the way some of the lower-ranked tires in this test do. It's the tire I'd recommend to someone who needs to replace worn tires immediately on a tight budget and simply can't stretch to the higher-performing options further up this list. Just go in with realistic expectations about long-term wear, and consider rotating more frequently than usual to help even out that shoulder wear pattern before it becomes a real problem. Number 4. Goodyear Assurance Weather Ready. Now we're entering the tiers where I actually started getting impressed, and the Goodyear Assurance Weather Ready is where that shift happens. This tire is specifically engineered around all-weather performance, and unlike some of the marketing claims we've seen from other brands in this test, the numbers actually back it up. Wet braking distance was significantly shorter than every tire ranked below it, a real, measurable improvement that translates directly into stopping sooner in an emergency, which is exactly what a tire in this weather-focused category should deliver. The tread compound clearly prioritizes water evacuation, and it showed in every wet test we ran, including simulated hydroplaning resistance at higher speeds, where several lower-ranked tires in this list started losing contact with the road noticeably earlier. Dry handling was equally impressive, with confident, predictable steering response and minimal sidewall flex through moderate and aggressive cornering alike. Highway noise was well controlled, sitting near the quieter end of our entire test group, making it a genuinely pleasant tire for long-distance driving. Where it started to lose just a bit of ground compared to our top two picks was outright dry grip at the very limit, pushed hard into aggressive cornering. It didn't quite match the ultimate lateral grip of the higher-ranked tires, though for the vast majority of daily drivers, this difference will genuinely never be noticeable in real-world conditions. Treadwear projections were strong and consistent, showing even wear patterns across the tread face, suggesting this tire will likely meet or come close to its advertised mileage rating. Price-wise, it sits in a mid to upper range at discount tire, which is a fair reflection of its actual performance rather than inflated marketing hype. If you live somewhere with genuinely unpredictable weather, rain, occasional snow, temperature swings throughout the year, this tire deserves serious consideration, and it only misses our top 2 picks by the narrowest of margins. It's proof that a tire can actually deliver on its promises when the engineering matches the marketing, which sadly wasn't the case for most of what we tested today. Number 3. Continental True Contact Tour. Just barely missing our top 2 is the Continental True Contact Tour, and I want to be clear, this tire lost its spot by the thinnest of margins, not because of any glaring weakness. Wet braking performance was excellent, nearly matching our top-ranked tire, with short, confident stopping distances across every test run we conducted. Dry cornering grip was outstanding as well, with precise, communicative steering feedback that let you feel exactly where the limit of traction was before you got anywhere close to losing it, a trait that was noticeably absent in several of the lower-ranked tires in this test. Highway noise was among the quietest of the entire lineup, and ride comfort over rough pavement was smooth without feeling disconnected or vague. Treadwear testing showed exceptionally even wear across the tread face, and Continental's reputation for delivering on advertised mileage figures held up under our simulated conditions. So why isn't this our top pick? It comes down to 2 small factors: price and razor-thin performance margins in extreme conditions. This tire sits at a noticeably higher price point than most of what we tested, and while the performance absolutely justifies that price for a lot of buyers, it means the value proposition isn't quite as strong as our top 2 picks, which delivered comparable or better real-world performance at a more accessible price point. In extreme wet braking scenarios specifically, our top-ranked tire edged it out by a small but measurable margin, and when you're talking about stopping distance in an emergency, even small margins matter enormously. This is a fantastic tire, genuinely one of the best all-around performers we tested today, and if you find it on sale or if budget isn't a major constraint for you, it would be a completely justified purchase. But when we're specifically talking about the absolute best value for your money, performance relative to price, it narrowly misses the cut, landing just outside our top 2 by the smallest of margins in this entire test. Number 2. Michelin Defender T+H. Here we are, the first of our 2 genuine standouts, and it's the Michelin Defender T+H. This tire consistently posted some of the best numbers in our entire test, and what makes it so impressive is how well-rounded that performance actually is. Wet braking distance was outstanding, among the shortest of the entire lineup, giving real, measurable confidence in exactly the kind of emergency situation where tire quality actually matters most. Dry handling was equally impressive, composed and predictable through every cornering test we ran, with minimal sidewall flex even under aggressive lateral loads. But where this tire truly separates itself from the pack is tread wear and long-term value. Michelin's reputation for exceptional mileage isn't just marketing. Our simulated wear testing showed remarkably even tread, where with projections suggesting this tire will genuinely deliver on its extended mileage warranty, which is significantly higher than most of the tires in this test. When you factor cost per mile over the tire's realistic lifespan, rather than just the sticker price on day one, the Defender T+H becomes one of the smartest financial decisions in this entire lineup. Highway noise was among the quietest we measured, making it a genuinely comfortable option for daily commuters and long-distance drivers alike. The only area where it didn't outright dominate was ultimate dry cornering grip at the absolute limit, where a tire designed more for outright performance might edge it out slightly. But for the overwhelming majority of drivers, people who want a safe, comfortable, long-lasting tire that performs reliably in both wet and dry conditions without demanding a performance tire price tag, this is about as close to a perfect all-around package as we found in this entire test. It earns its spot at number 2 through genuine, consistent, measurable performance across every category that actually matters to daily drivers. Number 1. Bridgestone Turanza Quiet Track. And here it is, the tire that earned the top spot in this entire test, the Bridgestone Turanza Quiet Track. This tire didn't just perform well in 1 or 2 categories. It delivered the most consistently excellent results across our entire testing process. And that consistency is exactly what separates a genuinely great tire from one that's just good at marketing itself. Wet braking distance was the shortest of any tire we tested today, giving it the edge in the single most important safety metric on this entire list. Dry cornering grip was equally impressive, with confident, communicative steering feedback and minimal body roll transmission through the sidewall, giving drivers real, tangible confidence through every turn we tested. As the name suggests, cabin noise was the quietest of the entire lineup, creating a noticeably more comfortable, refined ride that's genuinely noticeable the moment you get behind the wheel. Treadwear projections were excellent as well, showing even wear patterns that suggest this tire will comfortably meet or exceed its advertised mileage rating under normal driving conditions. What ultimately pushed it past the Michelin Defender for the top spot was its slight edge in wet weather emergency braking combined with genuinely superior noise and comfort performance, all while sitting at a price point that's competitive with, and in some cases lower than, several tires that performed significantly worse in this test. That combination, best-in-class safety performance, exceptional comfort, and a price that doesn't punish you for choosing quality, is exactly what makes a tire actually worth your money, rather than just worth the marketing budget behind it. If you're shopping for tires at Discount Tire and safety, comfort, and genuine long-term value all matter to you, this is the tire that earned every bit of its #1 ranking today, and it's the one I'd confidently recommend to anyone who asked me point blank which tire to buy.